Hi guys, today I'm going to show you a really quick, simple recipe that many Caribbean families and Puerto Rican families will have in their refrigerator as a staple. This recipe is a Puerto Rican pique or a house vinaigrette that we would put onto certain foods. This is a vinegar-based and pepper-based sauce that will ferment on our counter in a sealed jar for about 3 days and then place into the refrigerator, and then we'll keep that into the refrigerator for up to like 3 weeks perfectly fine, and it's a great condiment to add to your food. All right, so let's get started. All right, so to get started with this recipe, I already had this pineapple at home. I'm going to use it for another recipe, but I figured this would be a great opportunity to show you what you can do with a nice chunk of pineapple rind. You just cut off a small amount. Not too much flesh. You want more of the rind part. So if you get a little bit like that, that's perfectly fine. It's going to add the sweetness to the heat and make everything balanced. So we're going to get a nice chunk of pineapple rind. We're going to have about 1.5 cups of apple cider vinegar. Again, this is a vinegar-based condiment. We're gonna have about 12 peppercorns. I like to use rainbow peppercorns because it gives a little bit of variety to the spice. It's not just black pepper. Along with this, I have about 1/4 teaspoon of dried oregano. I have some flaky sea salt. You can also use kosher salts, but you do not want to use table salt for this recipe. It's iodized and it's a different type of salt altogether. You want to use a kosher salt or sea salt. I toasted off some cumin. I'm only going to use about a teaspoon of toasted cumin. All you would do is take fresh cumin from the bag, put it into a non-stick skillet for about 3 minutes or so on a medium heat, just until they become fragrant and you start getting the warmth and the aroma from the pot. Once you start getting that, take it off immediately and transfer it into a cool dish. Along with that, I have 1 bay leaf. Today I'm going to use 1 jalapeno. I might throw in another half depending on how much liquid I have, but today this is what I'm going to do. 1 jalapeno. I have 2 serrano peppers. This is how it looks. For the vinegar, you want to leave the membranes as well as the seed, and this goes based on how spicy you like your condiment. If you want the flavor of the jalapeno but not too much of the heat, by all means you can take the membrane and the seeds out of whatever peppers you use. Today, this is what I have. I have jalapeno and serrano. I'm going to throw in a pinch of fresh cilantro. I'm going to do 1 or 2 squeezes of fresh lime juice. So the vinegar is going to be a lime juice base and an apple cider. That's just the acidity for my vinaigrette. And then these are ají dulces. They look like Scotch bonnet peppers, but they're not spicy. These you can actually eat pretty much like this. You know, if they have a little bit of heat, it's a little bit more heat than a bell pepper would be, but definitely nothing near a Scotch bonnet. Be careful when you buy these guys in the store. Make sure you read your label. If you have any questions, ask an associate. These look very, very similar to Scotch bonnets, but Scotch bonnets are 5 times hotter than this, 6 times hotter than this. All right, so that's all my ingredients for today. Oh, and make sure you have a jar, something with a nice lid, because that'll be sitting on your countertop for a few days and then into your refrigerator. All right, so let's get started. All right, so let's go ahead and start getting everything into the jar. This is a very simple recipe, like I said. It's just a matter of getting all your ingredients together, prepped, and then get it into the jar. Every household, every family will have their own combination of flavors that they like. This is just one of many varieties. Feel free to experiment. It's just vinegar. Again, it's all a matter of just getting it into the jar and getting it fermented for 2 to 3 days and then into the refrigerator. So we're gonna go ahead and just throw in our pineapple straight into there. Make sure your pineapple's washed really, really well. If you see anything funky on it, go ahead and take that little part off, because you don't want anything negative into your vinegar. That's going to change the flavor. But go ahead and get that in there. I'm going to get my 12 peppercorns and my 1/4 teaspoon of oregano. Throw that in there. I have my half a teaspoon of salt. Throw that in. Here I have some sliced garlic. I'm not going to mince or dice them or mash them. I'm gonna just slice them. Here I have 6. I'm gonna use about maybe, yeah, about 4 or 5, because they're a nice size. But we like garlic in this family, so it's not gonna make it any worse. It's gonna make it even better. Throw that in there. Okay, I'm gonna throw my little sprigs of cilantro in there as well. A little stem, a little sprig, that's all you need, not too much. All right, I'm gonna throw in my 1 bay leaf. If you have small bay leaves, feel free to throw 2. If you have a fresh bay leaf, this is dried, even better. Fresh is always better than dried. Throw that in there. I have my toasted cumin. I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of toasted cumin. Throw that in there as well. And then I'm gonna get my peppers. So like I said, all you have to do is take off the top of the pepper. This is a jalapeno I have sliced in half. I'm just gonna go ahead and get it a little bit more processed. So I'm gonna have to do a couple of slices. And I am going to leave the seeds and the membrane on my jalapeno. Remember guys, make sure you wear gloves when you're handling hot peppers, because if you're anything like me, you will touch your face. So just be careful. All right, let's get the next one in there. No need to dice them too small. It's all gonna sit and all gonna marinate. That's all you need. This is the Serrano pepper, like I said before. Just remove the top. Process it the same way you did the jalapeno. Just a couple of rough chops. Throw that in there. And I actually might do another half a Serrano just for a little bit more heat, because why not, right? Throw that in there. And then for the sweet peppers, process them the same way. Just take off the top, cross them, and get them in there. I'm gonna do maybe about 5 or 6. Now this one, you see how the peppers are looking a little rough, so I'm gonna put that to the side for now. The seeds are looking a little funky there. There we go. See how these are cleaner? There we go. This is going to be whatever a family member will request for the vinegar. You just give it to them straight in the jar. You could always transfer it to something prettier. And with a clean spoon every time. And then the family will just scoop out the liquid and, you know, drizzle it onto their food. It's great on pork. It's great on anything roasted. I mean, even just some rice and peas. Just sprinkle a little on there. It changes it up, you know. All right, so you see how that little funky part? Just cut it out. Peppers are, you know, they get beat up. There we go, just throw that in there, and I'll do another green one. All right, that's it. Save all of this. This is all gonna get used for other stuff as well. So now that I have all of my ingredients in the jar, see, nice jar. Go ahead and add the vinegar. This is 1.5 cups of apple cider vinegar. I might need more. Yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and mash this down just a little bit, just to get everything submerged. You don't want to macerate it too much, but you just want to get it into the bowl, the bottom of the container that you're using, so that you know exactly how much more liquid to use. So I'm only going to use maybe about quarter cup more of liquid, which is probably what I have left in my bottle. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and finish it off. So this was 16 ounces of apple cider vinegar that I used today in this recipe. That's just because I'm using a larger jar. So there you go. It's all just covered. The peppers are just covered. All right, now I'm gonna add in the last part. And that is some fresh lime juice. Really simple, quick condiment that you can make before the weekend if you think you're gonna have some guest over and they like, you know, a little heat, or they want to try something new, or you feel like offering something new to your family and friends. This is a great little thing to have on your tabletop. There we go. That little added citrus is going to definitely blend well with the vinegar, the apple cider vinegar, as well as the acidity from the pineapple. It's gonna make for a really nice condiment. All right, that's it. Give it another little gentle push down. Okay, I'm gonna get this sealed really tight. And then give it a good shake, because you want all that stuff that you put in there, all your herbs, to get blended well. Okay, and that's it. Just make sure you wash this under running hot water. That way, you know, because I'm handling the peppers, I'm handling the juice, the sweetness. Just to keep everything nice and clean, and it's sealed tight. Run it under hot water for just a second or two, just to clean it, and put it on the side of your counter and let it sit there and do its thing for 3 days. After 3 days, you will check it and then give it a stir, a shake, and put it into the refrigerator up to 3 weeks. And there you go, guys. That's Puerto Rican pique, or house vinaigrette, that you can offer to your family and your friends, and sprinkle it on pretty much anything. All right, guys, enjoy.